If you know that you might want to use some props today, you can have your strap or scarf handy with you. You can also have your blanket / big towel handy with you as well. And I'll show you how to use those in the poses we're going to do, but you don't have to have them. Okay, they're just kind of a nice option. And these are hopefully something that, hopefully we all have towels or blankets, and belts, scarves, straps work perfectly. Rope. Let's get started. So we are going to come onto a simple sitting posture, finding your, we call Sukhasana, easy sitting. And even just here, you can take your blanket, your towel, fold it up, and place it underneath your sit bones for a little bit of elevation in the hips. And again, if you have low back, hip issues, that little bit of elevation really does make a difference. It makes this sitting posture way more comfortable. You could sit on a yoga block. You could sit onto chair cushions. If you have those dining chairs that have a cushion on top, you could stack those up. Lots of things that can make this pose a bit more comfy. But as you settle into your pose, bring your body weight into your sit bones. Your hands are placed wherever feels comfortable to you. Roll the shoulders back in just a couple times for that opening, and then sitting up tall, close your eyes. Your eyes closed, we bring attention to the breath, moving the breath in and out through the nose if you can today. Your tongue is placed at the bottom of your mouth. In times of stress, anxiety, our breaths tend to become very high in the chest, very short. This is your moment to move the breath deeply through the body, from the belly to the chest. To move the breath slowly, letting this breath help you to release any stuff that's been piling on you lately. Acknowledging how you feel today, and letting go anything that does not serve this practice right now. We step away from that outside world just for a moment to replenish ourselves, to restore, to renew. Allowing your eyes to flutter open. Gaze softly. Inhale, open the arms out 90 degrees, cactus arms. With your exhale, bring your elbows to touch in front of you. The outsides of the hands touch each other. A little squeeze. Inhale, open. Exhale, this time you're going to cross one over the other, but not eagle arms. Just try to cross one elbow over and just squeeze it over as much as you can. Feel that activation across the front of the chest. Inhale, cactus, open. Exhale, other way. Cross and squeeze. Imagine your elbows would go to the opposite sides of the room. Inhale, open. Exhale, cross again, opposite. If your elbows do cross over each other, now find your eagle arms. Back of the hands can press, or you can cross again at the wrists. Palms of the hands press. If their elbows did not cross each other, it's not happening, it's okay. Give yourself a bear hug. It's the same stretch, just less intense. When you find your position of the arms, begin to find movement. Roll through the neck, ribs, move the elbows and shoulders up and down. You can even close your eyes here. Breathe. Take a moment to remember which arm you have on top, which one's on bottom. Be surprised how often we forget that. And inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. With an exhale, take a twist over to the right. Your right hand is behind you, but this time the left hand is going to come to the inside of your left thigh. You're going to press. So ooh, my back just popped. You're going to create a traction here. So as you push into that back hand, you feel that lift of the chest. It kind of feels like you're taking a little bit of weight out of your sit bones. Gazing far back, or you can find movement in the neck if that's what your body is needing today. Inhale, return to center, lift high. Exhale, take it over to your left. This time the right hand presses into the inner thigh of the right leg. Use that leverage, twist. Feel free to wiggle the ribs around a little bit, move the waist, shifting body weight, moving into all those tight spaces you're feeling around the low back. To the sky, inhale to lift. Forward fold, exhale, take it down. Find anything here that feels good in your body. Anytime you notice your mind wandering away from this room, this mat, bring your attention back to your breath, to your body, to these sensations. We're just breathing, just moving. No more complicated than that. And walk it up. Changing the cross or extension of your legs. Inhale, cactus arm. And your exhale, this time is the opposite arm on top. Sorry if the camera's shaking. Paul was walking behind the table and knocked it a little bit. Okay. So you're on your opposite arms on top in your eagle or your bear hug, right? Either one. And you're going to find your movement here. Really diving into our upper back, shoulders, neck, because this is the area that we tend to carry our burdens, our worries, our stresses, and it's really important to dive into this area, release some of that tension that's built up. And from here, sitting tall, inhale, release the arms up to the sky. This exhale, we're going to twist again over to the right, and this time it's traditional. So you can take that front arm and press it to the outside of the leg. Movement in the neck if you prefer. Inhale to the sky, lift. If you prefer the traction version, you can do that too. Exhale over to your left, twist, breathe. In these sitting twists, really imagine, visualize in your mind, your twist is beginning at your tailbone, low spine, and you're working your awareness and leverage of the twist up each little vertebra all the way to the neck. Inhale, return to center. A forward fold, exhale, stretch it out. Feel that sensation down your low back, down into the hips and thighs. And walk it up. From here, we're going to come onto our backs actually. So, coming down any way you get there. We're moving into a reclining one-legged pigeon. So right ankle comes to the top of the left thigh. Flex your right foot, knee is pressing outward. And you can stay here. If you feel sensation, if you feel the stretch, you got it. If you want more, the legs can come closer up to the body, but we're still pressing that right thigh out and away. You can even use your hand to press. Both variations, find a little movement and discover where you're holding that tightness. When you find a tight spot, linger there a little bit. Give it some love, some attention. Let it open. Your arms can be wherever you want, relaxed, out over the head. Maybe you like to do that hug of the arms. And then we're going to switch. Nothing fancy, just change the cross of the legs. Left ankle on top, flex the left foot, spread your toes, and find your movement here.
Some people long for a life that is simple and planned, tied with a ribbon.
Tongue at the bottom of your mouth.
Some people won't sail the sea, 'cause they're safer on land. Follow what's written, but I'd follow you to the great unknown.
And bringing both feet flat to the ground.
Off to a world
Taking your right knee into the chest, give it a hug. So if you are carrying a lot of tension in your low back and sacral spine, hugging the knee here can give you some good stretch.
promise to let go.
A big squeeze.
Walking a tightrope high in the sky, we can see the whole world down.
And we straighten the right leg up to the sky.
Walking
So options here, your hands could be on your thigh, your calf, ankle, or foot, but as you can use your strap or scarf and lay it across the ball mount of the foot, or ball mount, not your arch. And having the strap allows you to have the straight leg without the leg having to be super high. So if you're really tight in your hamstrings, you might be looking more like this right now, and that's okay. As long as you're feeling that sensation in the back of your leg, you've got it. If you want more, bottom leg straightens out. The hands, if you're using a strap, the hands are as high as they'll go. Grab heavy arms. Find a little bit of motion in that right leg. A little tick-tock side to side, or little circles. Relax your shoulders.
Just to be with you. And I risk it all for this life we choose.
Taking the leg or the strap into your right hand and open the leg out to the right as much as you can. Left hip stays grounded. You can place your left hand on that left hip if you like. Open your pelvis, open this right inner thigh. And if that means the leg is only up to here, it's okay. If you need to take a break, just bend the knee anytime or come down.
It's all adventure that comes with the
And
breathtaking.
inhale, return the leg to center, switch your hands. Exhale, take this into a twist. I'm gonna have to rotate a little bit so I can get there. And you're still keeping this active. You're pressing your foot into your hand, your leg, your strap. So if I'm not using a strap, I'm just holding onto my thigh, kind of propping it up, or I can press it down. I can hold onto my calf, my ankle, I can grab my foot, big toe. These are your options. We're still trying to keep the leg straight if possible, and you're gonna feel that good hamstring stretch here.
Talking to you. So sad that you're leaving.
Inhale, return it up to center. Both hands return to the leg or the strap.
But after all
And exhale, hug this leg in one more time. So maybe you have a little bit more range of motion now. And gently release. Let both legs extend out along your mat. Wiggle your toes, roll your ankles. And hopefully your right leg feels longer than your left leg. So noticing that difference from a simple stretch. Other side. So start with bent knees. And take your left knee into your chest. And hug and squeeze. This is nice compression for the hip socket here, the top of the thigh and into the left side of the abdomen and chest. And again, if you have low back sensitivity, tension, you're going to feel it there as well. I feel it there. It feels great. And extend your leg and find your hamstring stretch, hand to big toe if possible. Right, if you are someone who tends to have a bent knee here, a strap would really benefit you because the strap gives you that slack, it's kind of the bridge between your hand and the foot or hand and the leg. It lets you have the straight leg. And then you can really open up. Because when we have that bent knee, it doesn't quite get into the full extension of the hamstring that we want. 5 little circles, little movements, discover. And if you want more, straighten out your bottom leg. Notice how movements of the foot can also change your stretch. If you roll your ankle in different directions, if you point or flex or just turn the foot, you'll feel little different layers. From here, take both ends of the strap or the leg into your left hand and open out to the side. Right hand can press the right hip down and open. I have a wall here, so my leg's a little bit high, but you can just go straight out to the side. Right? It's your range of motion, so it feels good to you. Don't force anything. No expectations, no comparisons. Check in with your breath, constant awareness and control of the breath. If your mind starts to wander, you've lost that self-connection, right? Keep that focus just here. Return up to center. Switch the hands and take your twist to your leg to the other side twist. Head turns to the left if you can. Really flex that left foot if possible. Feel that good stretch. Move the top hip as far over as you can. And return. Going back up to center. Reset if needed. And then hug your leg in one last time. And release. Straight legs out. Wiggle the toes, roll the ankles, and hopefully your legs feel much more even now. Nice and long. Knees into your chest. And we're going to take 3 spinal rolls to come up to sitting. Roll yourself up once. Take it 2. Dog. And 3. From here, come into all fours. You can always use your blanket cushion under the knees at any time if needed, especially if your knees are sensitive. Or when you're in an all fours position, almost any position where we have our weight in our hands, you have options to go onto your fists. You have the option of a wrist lift. You can usually come down to the elbows if needed, where you find that folded blanket, placing it under the palms of the hands with the fingers on the mat. These are all things that can just help alleviate any wrist tension. Cat-cows, inhale, open belly, heart, look up to the ceiling. Exhale, round. Keep it going. Your breath. Feeling free to roll your hips, roll the neck as it feels good. On your next breath, coming into your neutral spine, we're going to bring the knees together and touching your right leg. Inhale, extend it up and behind you. From here, we're going to take this right foot to the outside of the left hand. So you're going to, dog, here. Taking the knee in and bring your foot to the outside of the left hand. So if you're a little bit tight today, that knee is going to stay a bit bent. That's fine. As you start to work the pose, you're going to crawl your toes out and forward, trying to straighten this leg. So you're going to feel a stretch in the front leg. Down there into the hamstring, kind of on the outer edge, a little bit into the IT band. Maybe you press those toes into the ground, feel that stretch at the top of the foot. You can flex the foot if you prefer. Kind of like half split stretch, but the foot is just over to the outside of the mat. If you're feeling real good here, you can give yourself a little bit of a balance challenge. Shift your weight into the left hand and bring the right arm up. This twist you add with your torso is going to increase the sensation in the front leg. If you have your arm up, bring it down. Whoop. And we're going to move into traditional half split. So now you're just going to slide your foot through the hands. So center, middle of the mat. This is our traditional one. And fold and explore here. Just like we did a second ago, you can stay here. If you're feeling good, you might reach that right arm up. It's a little bit easier with the leg more at center, but you're still going to get a really good sensation. And return it down. Moving forward into a low lunge. Nice. Moving into horizon. You're going to take all 10 toes, kind of spin them over to the right. Left hip comes all the way down to the mat. Little rock and roll here. Stretching down into the left side of your body. You might feel it down in the left hip. That back leg is going to relax. Let it be soft. It doesn't have to be super straight. Right hand can just be wherever you want. I like to rest it onto my leg. I see people who like to extend it, which you're welcome to, or keep it on the ground. And return to that low lunge. Moving us into one-legged pigeon. Walk your foot over to the left edge of the mat if possible. Your right knee dropping to the right edge of the mat. If we can, the front shin is parallel to the front of the mat, and we start to settle the hips down. You need the blanket tucked. If you're feeling pretty tight in this pose, your blanket rolled up and placed into that space under the right hip and thigh. If that's still not happening, the front foot can also come closer to your body, and that's a little bit less intense. You can also do this pose on your back, like we had before. Breathe. Just close your eyes. Take any variations of the pose that you love, but one of my favorite variations is to walk my arms and torso over to the left, and past the foot, and folding down as much as possible. Breathe, check in. We hold a lot of emotions in our hips. Whatever starts to surface, allow it, acknowledge it, let it go. No attachments, no judgments. We'll slowly bring the torso up. We're going to do an interesting little transition today. I don't think I've ever taught it to you guys before. You're going to take your back leg, bring the knee in just a bit, not all the way forward, just bending the knee. If we can, might even keep that knee extended slightly out. From here, lean into the right leg or right hip and straighten your right leg out. And an interesting transition we're doing here. If it's not for you, don't worry, because it does take a little bit of hip and knee mobility to kind of get here. You're going to start to square off again, having the back of your front thigh flat to the ground, toes facing up. So we're in a head beyond knee pose, but the back leg is bent behind us. This is a big difference. If that's not happening, take your back leg and bring it around forward. This is the gentler way, right? We usually do it this way, but I just want to play with you a little bit to have that foot and hip and open behind you. It's a little bit different. For some of us, a little bit more intense. For others, it'll be like, ooh, that feels even better. So try it. Fold into your front leg. Breathe. Wherever that back leg is, if it's behind you, if it's inside, then either way, you're still trying to move your belly button toward the top of the right thigh. Gently walk it up. From here, we're going to go into our little variation of deer. You're going to lean a little bit again so you can bend your front knee. And we're going to bend it 90 degrees. So the shin is parallel to the front of your mat. Back leg adjusts so the back leg is also bent 90 degrees. And your torso facing toward the front of your mat. So left leg 90 degrees, front leg 90 degrees, belly lined up with that right inner thigh, and fold it forward here. So stay there. If I were to turn forward and mirror you, this is what it would look like. So you have to know that the front leg is coming out of the hip. That front leg is not out and over to the side, right? Keep it here. Line up your torso with the thigh, and that's what we're looking for there. Again, low back sensitivity, a lot of tightness there. You're going to feel it. Hips are going to feel it. Breathe. If you're not feeling those sensations, don't worry. That means you're open there. It's all good. Just enjoy the heaviness. Enjoy the breath. Enjoy that mental rest. And returning up to center. Beautiful. From here, we're going to come back into all fours. Kind of reset. Take your cats and cows or step one foot behind you than the other. Anything you need to feel good. Your right hip should probably feel very different than your left hip.
Only fools rush in. I can't help.
And let's do our other side. Knees together and touching. Arms under shoulders. Take your left leg, extend it up and behind you. And exhale, bring the foot through to the outside of the mat of the right hand. We're like half split, but just over to the right. The leg as straight as possible. You can always come up on your fingertips for a little bit more space. If you need more, shift the weight to the right hand, bring the left arm up to the sky, any amount. Breathe.
Like a river flows straight to the sea, darling, so it goes. Something
And let it come down.
I'm meant to be.
Sliding your foot to traditional half split, going forward between the arms and stretch.
So take my hand, take my whole life.
Maybe the left arm lifts here. It doesn't have to. It could just be for half a second. Or if you're very tight, that front knee might be a little bit bent. It's okay.
Falling in love.
If the arm is up, let it return down. Moving forward into that low lunge. Starting with the knee over the ankle, and then starting to roll into your horizon. Your right hip just sort of rolls into the ground. Let your back leg be relaxed. And then just rock and roll here. Feel it out. If it's okay for your body, a little bit of sinking into that right shoulder to open up your side body here. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Breathe.
I have unanswered prayers.
And return to your
I
lunge.
have trouble I wish wasn't.
Moving into your one-legged pigeon. Walk your foot to the right edge of the mat. Knee toward the left edge. And again, we're trying to get that shin parallel to the front of the mat. Using props to kind of support the left hip and thigh as needed. Settling in.
I am trying to understand.
So in my way, dog.
How to walk this weary land.
Or if the prop is not quite helping, you can always bring your front foot closer into your body. And any variation you love here, settle in. Breathe.
Oh Lord, before these feet of mine. When my world is shaking, heaven stands. When my heart is breaking, I never leave your hands. When you walked upon the earth, you healed the broken, lost, and hurt. I know you hate to see me cry. One day you will set all things right.
And gently
Yeah,
returning
one
up.
day you will set all things
Try to have that
right.
fun transition. Lean
When
over to the left.
my world
Pull your
is
right knee in a little bit, extend it.
Heaven
And then let your front leg straighten out. So if you're leaning over, when you straighten it, the knee, the toes are kind of tilted off to the side. But when you kind of reset, you can roll that thigh, toes to face straight up. So here we go on the other side. And folding down.
Your hands that shape the world.
So we're leg and hip and knee out behind you is one variation. So the new variation. If it's not for you, you bring that foot inside and fold. Alright?
Are holding me. They
Breathe.
hold me still. When my world is shaking, heaven stands. When my heart is breaking, I never leave you. When my world is shaking, heaven stands.
Gently rise.
When my heart
We start to move into our deer variation and lean a little bit off so you can bend the front knee about 90 degrees. The shin parallel to the front of the mat. Back leg, change it so it's also bent 90 degrees. From here, make sure your thigh is lined up with the hip, coming straight in line with your belly and chest, and fold the belly and chest over that left inner thigh. Support the head if you can, even if you're propped up on the elbows, thumbs at your third eye, giving yourself a massage. Relax your jaw.
no glass can keep it. Bubble up and cut right through.
Where's your tongue? Feel the movement of your breath in your belly.
You heat me like a filament. Anytime you're in the room, but you burn me and I'm smoking. I just wanted you to watch me dissolve. So in a pool for your love. But I don't even know how the chemistry works when troubles start kicking in the dirt, kicking in the sand. Turn up,
And returning yourself up.
connected.
Bring your back leg around, coming forward. And let's get ourselves into a Malasa a little bit differently today. So let's open the feet about hip width, maybe a little bit wider if you know you need it, just adjust as needed. Hands behind you, press into the hands, lift your sit bones up off the ground. Kind of like a little swoop. Shift your weight forward, walk it forward. And you're going to enter into your Malasana this way. Remember, if that's not happening, your other option is your half squat, right? Just tear the elbows down and you start to work your way down into that pose. Stay where you are. If your heels don't touch the ground, options are to turn your toes outward or even take your blanket and tuck it in underneath that space under the heels. That's a lot more comfortable. Breathe. Play around in this pose a little bit. So options are to press the elbows out, legs out, hands at heart, lift the heart. So sitting tall. Option is to come forward and fold it down. More sensation in the inner thighs, hips, and low back. Both high or low. You can even wiggle a little bit left and right. Exploring. And this is one of the best kind of low back hip openers, inner thighs, stretching into your Achilles tendons, back of your ankles. Beautiful. We're taking this into a standing position. So you can just stand straight up or kind of ladder yourself, crawling up your thighs. And just feel that big release. Woo, very nice. Open up your feet about shoulder or mat width apart. And inhale, reach the arms up. Side bend, exhale over to the right. Just extend. If you want to keep that bottom arm up, you can. It's more intense for your core. If you take the bottom hand down, you have a little bit more room to stretch. That's your choice, stretchy or activated core. Inhale, come up. Toes are facing forward. Exhale, reach. Pay attention to that top shoulder. Is it starting to roll forward? Roll it open. Turn your chest toward the sky as much as you can. Let's do it again. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the right. Reach. Maybe gaze up high. Inhale, open. Over to the left. Inhale up. Hands behind you, exhale. Interlace the fingers, palms facing each other. Your inhale, pull the shoulders back, lift the heart, gaze up high. Your forward fold. Exhale, bend the knees on the way down. Lead with your belly and heart. Knees pressing outward, and fold. Legs can stay bent. You can alternate, bending one and then the other. Little sway of the body. You might roll the shoulders into sockets. One more inhale where you are here. Extend the arms just another millimeter. Your exhale, release the hands to the ground. Just hang in this forward fold. Let your spine decompress. Your attention at the areas of the body that feel blocked, tight, resisting. Use your inhales to open those tight spots. Your exhales to release them, creating more softness in your body, more space. If it feels good to do so, walk your hands over to your right leg. Just hug the leg as much as you can. Hug over to the left leg. Hanging down at center. And pressing through the hands in the ground, halfway up, lengthen. Ooh, if you're not used to being upside down for a long time, then you'll feel a little blood rush. Feels really good. And we're going to gently bring this down into all fours. Walk the feet in, bring the knees down, and come down to your sit bones. Good job, guys. We're going to return onto our backs. So scoot up toward the front of your mat. Let's take 3 spinal rolls to bring us all the way down to the back. So rolling back once. Take it 2. That third one, stay there. Hands move to top of the knees. And guide your knees in circles. Massage your lower spine. Massage the back of the hips, the sides of the hips. Your sit bone muscles. Bottoms of your feet touch the ground. Try to do a little something for the shoulders. It's very, very gentle shoulder isolation. You're going to bring your arms straight up to the sky. We're only going to do the right arm first. You're going to take your right shoulder, lift it up off the mat, as if you're going to touch the ceiling with the right hand. And then you're going to press the shoulder blade into the ground. We lift, and we press. That's it. Inhale, reach. Exhale, press. One more, reach. And press, switch it. Left arm, reach. Press. Step. And press. 2 more, up. Down. Last one, up. and down. Alternate. So you don't have to move it with a special breath. Just consciously breathe. One going up, the other going down. This way. Don't bend the elbows. You're going to want to isolate this just in the shoulders. Feel all that activation around the shoulder blades, around the upper back. Feel this down the neck. And go at the same time. Both shoulders lift, both shoulders press. That can go with breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale, press. Extend. And press. One more time. Up. And press. Relax. Not only did you get that nice shoulder isolation, working out tension again, you're also got your arms in a nice inversion there for a little bit. Yeah, they're up above the head and the heart for a moment. I'm here. Take your feet, step them over to the right edge of your mat so that your feet just take a little step over. Pick your hips up and follow. Right leg crosses over the left, twist to the left. Open arms, head to the right, breathe, twist. If you prefer a different twist variation, please take it. This is just the one I'm teaching you today. In your cross-legged twist, you have an option of another traction press with the hand. The left hand comes to the top of that right thigh, up near the hip crease, and you can press. So we did something really similar in that beginning sitting twist we had at the first class. So many miles between us now, but you are always here with me. Gently return to center. Realign the hips. And then take your feet a step over to the left edge of the mat. Pick up your hips and follow. Left leg crosses. It doesn't have to. You can just keep them stacked. Twist to the right. Head goes left. Settling in here, or maybe right hand presses into the top of the left thighs. You give yourself that traction, a little bit more space. You are always here with me. Slow your breath. Gently return to center. Give yourself any last squeeze, stretch, or pose that you feel you need. Heaven knows it's and then we're going to settle into our Shavasana. Take your time. So of course, you can have your knees bent. Again, if you have hip, low back problems or sensitivity, having the feet out wide, the knees bent, and the tailbone a little bit tucked can feel really nice. Having a rolled up blanket underneath, or even pillows underneath your thighs or knees for an elevation can feel really good. You can just extend out and wide. You can bring legs at the wall if that is your preference. Resting at the center of the back of your head, remove anything that's in the way. Your arms are open out away from the body, just about 45 degrees. Not huge. Your palms are flipped up and open. close the eyes. It's so important for us to take the time to replenish our bodies, our minds, our spirits. Giving back to yourself as much as you give to all those around you. This is your gift to you, so you can continue to give to others. Your attention stays with your breath. Allowing your body to grow heavy. Your jaw relaxing. Softening your cheeks. Muscles around your eyes and behind your eyes. Across your forehead. Top of the scalp. Letting all that softness trickle down your entire body, sinking into the floor. Just breathing. keeping your eyes closed, let's begin to move your breath a little fuller, a little deeper. Notice the movement of your clothing as you breathe. Notice the floor beneath you. Any sounds that might be around you. We bring movement back to the body as you wiggle your toes and fingers. And to roll your ankles and your wrists. Maybe rock your head side to side. Maybe stretch your arms over the head as if you just woke up. You can yawn, wiggle the jaw, wiggle your tongue. Let me walk the feet into the sit bones. Hug the knees if you like. Roll over to either side of your body. Just lay there a moment, allowing this whole practice to soak in. Keeping your eyes closed, slowly we rise. Find any comfortable sitting position. Remember your own ability and capacity to love, to understand, to be compassionate and patient. As we inhale, reach the arms out and up. And exhale, take the hands to the heart. With open, restored, renewed, loving hearts, we say to each other, Namaste.